Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, to the NAIAF Ball Show, powered by AdCraft Custom Apparel and Merch, your custom apparel, merch, and uniform experts since 1974, celebrating that 50th anniversary this year. I am Cory Thorpe, your host tonight, and we are so excited to talk about NAIA football. It has been a long winter. And as you can see, we've got the technology going tonight. Got a third screen here so I can watch your comments. So drop them there. Love seeing those. Just absolutely love being able to interact with y'all. Unfortunately, Matt's not going to be able to be with us tonight. He might drop in later if I talk a lot, or if y'all drop in a lot of comments. So, keep getting me off task. We might get Matt in. Who knows? But what is a first preseason show without unveiling our top 25 media poll? That's right. We do it a little bit differently from the coaches poll. Coaches poll utilizes raters from 4 different raters from the 4 different corners of the NAIA and then combines their ratings all into one poll of the coaches. Ours, just to remind you, it is everybody from around the nation that covers NAIA, whether it's myself, whether it's Suncast here in Florida. I've got guys out in Arizona. I've got guys in the middle of the states. I've got guys I've got guys in Texas and Oklahoma. We cover it all. So without further ado, let's take a look at what the media have said. And for right now, Northwestern is number 1, but it is a slim margin over number 2 and reigning national champion Kaiser. It's a 3-point difference between Northwestern and Kaiser. Now, obviously, just a reminder, we just do a very simple backwards 25-to-1 point system. So Northwestern reigns supreme even without Jalen Gramstad. That's how much they're bringing back, but there's some interesting names up here. On top, got the Yotes of College of Idaho at number 3. Stalwart Grandview, number 4. Georgetown College making their debut at number 5. Morningside at number 6. Interesting to see Montana Western at number 8 as Indiana Wesleyan comes in at 7. Another top 10 start for Lindsey Wilson. Marion rounds out your top 10, but look out for Dickinson State at number 11 there, just on the outside of the top 10. Dordt makes 2 or 3 GPAC teams in the top 15. They get it started there. St. Thomas at 14, Ottawa of Arizona, or at 13, Ottawa of Arizona at 14. Benedictine at 15, St. Xavier, and Bethel, both Wildcats in their own right, at 16, 17, and then Baker Wildcats at 18 there. Montana Tech at 19. Concordia in their last run at number 20. Friends cracks it at number 21. Evangel at 22. Reinhardt surprisingly low at 23. Mid-American Nazarene also surprisingly low at 24, honestly. And Texas Wesleyan has a 1-point lead over Receiving Votes Carroll on that number 25 spot. Now, who will be Northwestern's quarterback? I haven't the foggiest. They won't tell me. We'll find out together. I promise they won't tell me. Dickinson State at 11. Yes, absolutely. Some of the things that I love here, getting in on Mid-American Nazarene, getting in on Friends here. Where LCU at? Well, LCU hit their window last year and had a lot of folks that did not return. Graduated a whole bunch of folks. So that's where LCU is going to have to fight back into the top 25. That's going to be interesting here. Love seeing Dickey at 11. Love seeing between Benedict and Baker and Mid-American Nazarene. You've got 3 teams there from their side of the heart making it into the top 25. I think that's fair. I like seeing Ottawa at 14. We'll have to see what they can do. Montana Western at 8 is interesting. But let's see who then we've got. Are way too early, extremely too early. National championship predictions. Who is winning the whole thing? And, well, Matt and I are nothing if not absolutely consistent. Maybe not with each other, but we're consistent, dang it. I'm going with College of Idaho. There's just so much returning. I think they've got a chip on their shoulder from not being able to punch it in against Kaiser. I think they feel like they would have had a shot against Northwestern if they would have gotten that in. I'm going with College of Idaho. Matt, on the other hand, Montana Western. These are the exact same two teams that we picked to win the Frontier. We are nothing if not consistent. And we just both like dogs, I guess. Let's see. Chad going for Georgetown. Obviously, Chad Holleran going for Georgetown. That is definitely, that did cross my mind to pick Georgetown, honestly. I did give it a good solid thought for probably a good 5 minutes or more trying to figure out if I could pick Georgetown. Kaiser back-to-back. Connor, you're not wrong. Kaiser's got a great squad. I just don't know if they're going to have enough to make it back. They'll win the Sun, I think, but I don't know that they're going to make it all the way back. Peru State Bobcats on the rise. We'll have to see here, but we will step aside real quick, and we will hear a word from our friends at AdCraft. Or maybe not, because obviously I can't figure out the technology. Well, let's see what... All right, hang on. Let's try this again. I think I got an idea.
So you want to create and sell custom merch for your team or business. That's exciting, but where do you begin? How much inventory should you order? How do you distribute orders? AdCraft has your answers. Streamline the way you offer custom merch by utilizing our risk-free web store service. We ship directly to each customer, and we have the fastest turnaround in the game. Raise funds for your team or get merch to your employees and patrons. Contact AdCraft today and let's bring your merch to life.
Well, I do hope you could hear that because I certainly could not. I will have to actually test that next time, but you got to call our friends at AdCraft. They will do better than my troubleshooting skills, I promise. Did I call IT to fix the audio? I blame it a couple weeks ago on the show with Joey on messing up my audio. Well, we'll get it fixed. But AdCraft, definitely with those web stores, primo equipment that they are able to get to you. They do such a great job. They take care of everything with your team, and they do bring your merch to life. And they are NAI born and bred. Our other sponsor this year, Connor Darnell Designs. You got to love it. You see our refreshed look this year, going white, going with the clean look. Connor picked up the ball and ran with that great look. Got him in the comments now as well. You'll love to see it. Done such a great job. Such a pleasure to work with. Does great work with bag tags. I have one on my case, or my laptop case. I have one on my carry-on bag. And I'm excited to announce that this year, Connor is going to be working with us to make some swag for our Players of the week. Our players of the week this year will receive a bag tag, a little bit of swag to tote around and show that they earned their swag with their performance. So check out Connor. Does a great job with graphics, whether it be recruitment graphics, whether it be scheduling graphics. Obviously, he's great at baseball, but don't shoehorn him in on the diamond. He's great on the court as well in terms of what he can do. He's great on the field as well. We love to see what we've got going on this year. So thankful for Connor signing up for another year with us. We appreciate you, buddy. Now, a little bit of what to watch for, and it is a shorter list than normal for this point of the year. There's so many games going on this weekend that are NCAA, NAIA. We just couldn't keep them all. I'll read off some of the ones that we didn't do. Let's see. We got Valley City at Minot State. We've got Jamestown at the University of Mary. North American at FCS Stephen F. Austin. Those are on Thursday, and then on Saturday we have Kentucky Christian at South Carolina Central. That one, and Fort Lauderdale at St. Thomas. I don't 100% know that those are in NCAA or NAIA games either. See what else we got. St. Andrews at Erskine. I think that might be it. That's not on my docket. That's correct. Perfect. So let's go over some of the ones that we've got here. We've got Reinhardt starting off the season at Carson Newman. Going to be a phenomenal matchup. That's going to be one that I think Reinhardt might have a chance to go and beat. And if they do, they ain't going to be number 22 next week for us. Big game, Lindsey Wilson at Tex West. Tex West not afraid to schedule up. Did it last year with St. Thomas. Now doing it with Lindsey. That's a great game. Also, Georgetown at Montana Tech. That one's going to be a beautiful game. Henchman's definitely looking forward to that one. That one's going to – those two games are going to prove on Tuesday or on Thursday who is where in the NAIA, in the landscape, who is where. Dickinson State versus Rocky Mountain doing the same thing. Rocky should be a good team. Receiving votes, Rocky. They are not far off from getting into our top 10. A win over Dickinson State would put them there, I can imagine. Now, this next one, I am, look, y'all know me. I am definitely a sucker for a good trophy game. Y'all, take a look at this belt. That's right. It's the Billy Bowl, William Penn versus William Woods. Thank you, William Penn, for passing this along to me. This is amazing. The two teams with William in the name going after it. This is incredible. I love it. It's going to be William Woods' first game of football since starting up their football program. Got a couple more of those on Saturday. Sorry, Connor. I got the wrong slide up there after I asked you to fix it. That's my bad. Arkansas Baptist going against newcomer John Melvin in College of Idaho versus newcomer Simpson are our first games this for those squads. But then we've got a couple of ranked games that should also give us a lot of information on who's where. Morningside versus Benedictine last year came right down to the wire. I'm expecting another amazing game. Evangel, Kansas Wesleyan, it's going to be a good one as well. Kansas Wesleyan receiving votes in our poll. Not quite enough to get into the top 25, but they are knocking on the door. They are going to take on Evangel. And we'll have to see if Evangel can survive with their next quarterback here. And that's going to just about do it for our show tonight, except for my favorite part, and that is talking about the folks that help us stay going, keep going. It's our patrons, and we are so thankful for what they continue to do to make our product better year after year. It's due to their support that I'm able to do things like buy a third screen that I've desperately needed for forever to do this well. The green screen behind me, bought by patrons. They're the guys who make sure that the bills get paid, that everything gets done there, and that the product for NAIF ball is the best it can be. The QR code does go to our Patreon page. We appreciate anyone who's going to donate. I would recommend, quick sidebar, I would recommend, unless you are on an Android phone, signing up via PC. Because starting in November, Apple is going to start charging a surcharge on you if you sign up via iOS. So let's not feed Apple's greed. They get enough already. But our patrons are DSU Cone, the GOAT, the OG, Bob Boone, Roger Meyer, Jeremy Vobble, Fred Christensen, Jerry Quickle, Ace Swellen, Brett, Marty Seabolt, Nick Ryan, Hayden Frigno, Kyle Gregory, Tyler Pierce, Justin Hoffman, Steve Speakman, Brian Shake, Julianne Shager, Nate Soapbeer, Stephen Cutler, Julie Lout, Dale Norton, Nathan Moore, Dylan Gonzalez, Ryan, Jason Crawford, Charles A. Flowers, Todd Nick, Sean Chamberlain, Zach Lance, Josue Trujillo, and Casey Willison. Henchman coming with the facts, saying that Montana Tech beat College of Idaho last year and brings back more starters. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, and I really do dig a nice burnt orange and hunter green. That was my high school colors. I don't know. College of Idaho overall, although inconsistent, had a better season overall and still brings back a ton. What do we got in the comments? Y'all drop some comments here. We'll talk about them here while we got a minute or two. It's going to be fun here this season. There's so many good teams. There's so many teams that deserve a spot in the playoffs that and getting 20 in is so super nice. I don't know that I expected Mid-American Nazarene to be that low. Y'all know me. I'm super super high on Mid-American Naz. And so I'm surprised they're that low. And we'll see. I do have Tech ranked in my poll. Let's see. Let's take a look at some dark horses maybe. Southern Oregon, definitely a dark horse in my opinion. The one that I think it might be a sneaky pick, if you want to be a bit cheeky, go with U-Pike. Tell everyone that U-Pike's going to have a great year. I think they will. What conference is John Melvin in? That's a great question, Bobby. They are independent this year. They are looking to join the Sooner, if I remember correctly. Champion can correct me if I'm wrong because he knows all things. But John Melvin, I believe, is shaping up to be in the Sooner because they are in. I actually don't know where their school's located. Shame on me. And their athletics website doesn't even tell me. Crowley, Louisiana. So yeah, they should be Sooner. Give LC a team to play with there in Louisiana. It is a little bit of an oddity this year. Simpson and John Melvin, as well as North American, are all going to be playing as independents this year. My suspicion is that the Sooner is on a schedule rotation, and they're not at the end of their rotation yet, and they can't add more players until they're at the end of their rotation. Very similar to what happened with the Mid-States a few years back, when they added. Crap, I can't remember who it was they added. That's been too long ago. But yeah, my assumption is that they'll be in once the Sooner can put them into that rotation. All right. Well, patrons, do remember that we have a Patreon-only stream, a watch-along on Thursday night to want to see if we can get Reinhardt Carson Newman. We're going to find out if we can watch Reinhardt Carson Newman. If not, we'll watch Taylor Sienna Heights. We'll watch Campbellsville at Pikeville. We'll watch Lindsay at Tex West. We'll watch Georgetown at Montana Tech. We'll watch the Battle of the Bills. William Woods, or the Bill Bowl. The Bill Bowl belt. Bilbo Baggins. We'll watch them all. If you would like to be a part of a live stream that's a little bit more relaxed and laid back and get to talk and watch football and just be a little bit more of a chill night, join us on our Patreon page. It'll be a fun night of watching football and welcoming back football because as a Florida State fan, I don't count what happened this Saturday. It didn't happen in this country. It didn't happen at all. So other than that, we will be back for our Patreons on Thursday. Catch us on Twitter/X on Saturday to recap all of the action. And, that's right. Join me Friday on the Sun Digital Network as Thomas gets their season off to a rousing start. I got to remember who they play. That's women's flag. I think it's Bluefield. I do think it's Bluefield. Let me look. It is Bluefield. Comes into Thomasville, Georgia. So tune in to hear me call that game. And then we'll be back on Saturday with some more news, scores, and updates. But for Matt Schwartzler, who could not be here and will be here for the rest of the season, I am Cory Thorpe, and we will see y'all on the Twitter feed.